What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. With the launch of X-Defiant in just a few days, it seems as if Call of Duty is currently in a very vulnerable spot. Not only is their player base dwindling every single day, it also seems as if the players that remain are extremely toxic towards this game. And I really don't understand why. Competition is supposed to be a good thing. Competition is supposed to lead to more innovation, more evolution. And that's something that's been lacking on the side of Call of Duty for quite some time. Call of Duty is extremely complacent right now. And a lot of that derives from them just being lazy and them being at the top with very little competition, but also comes from the place of the last time they tried to take a risk, Warzone 2, it hilariously failed. And they learned their lesson. Don't try to innovate. But that wasn't the lesson to take away from that. It was listen to your gosh darn community. And I don't think they've understood that yet. Now, they did it a little bit with MW3's multiplayer, but that was more of a sorry that Infinity Ward was so egotistical and stubborn that they didn't want to change these very necessary changes. We don't understand why. But you can see the complacency with MW3 all throughout the game. I mean, it starts with the UI, it bleeds down to the original maps that were launched in the game, and now even just integrating last year's maps into this game. I mean, it's never really been done before, but here we are. It's because they've gotten complacent. And is that really that big of a deal? I don't know. But the game has the same skins, the same maps, the same weapons, the same UI. It's basically MW 2.5, the same thing everyone said it was going to be. And that's the real frustrating part, is why is it that you're launching so much hate towards a brand new game when the game that you enjoy so much is as complacent as they are, is as stuck in the ways as they are? I mean, the one big deviance that we got from the original formula for Call of Duty was the fact they actually jam-packed their seasons with real content this year. Something we've been asking for years now. And I think that is a direct response to X-Defiant and the hype it originally generated. Because this game has a following, it has a fan base, people are excited for it. And for whatever reason, people don't want other people to be excited. I don't really get it. Because the toxicity that I see towards X-Defiant seems extremely unwarranted. Everybody wants it to be DOA. Everybody wants it to die the same way that Finals did. Or the fact that the skill-based matchmaking is what's going to kill it. I don't get why you're shilling out for Call of Duty. What we should be doing is trying to pump up X-Defiant as much as possible, because a successful X-Defiant launch and subsequent release is only going to have ripple effects for Call of Duty that should become positive. At least that's my opinion. I think it should lead down the path of positivity, should lead down the path of some innovation, some evolution, and some correcting of the current formula for Call of Duty. But that's only if X-Defiant is successful. And being toxic towards it, hoping it fails, isn't a path that's going to lead Call of Duty to a better place. It's going to lead Call of Duty to the same complacent zone that we've seen for the last 4 or 5 years. We need to expect better. We should want better. I mean, X-Defiant seems to be cornering their experience around you, the player, instead of the board members that have no idea what a video game really is. And that's the difference. X-Defiant is for the players. Call of Duty seems to be for the board members, the shareholders, those who are making the revenue off the game. Because all you are really to them is a 1 and a 0, a part of an algorithm. That's it. For X-Defiant, you're a player. You're somebody that's hopping into their experience that they've tried their hardest at to make it interesting and innovative. I know what game I want to play. I mean, one of the other big detractions for Call of Duty right now is the fact that the experience feels so curated, feels so disingenuous. And we've talked about this in the past, but let's be real here. Skill-based matchmaking has led to matches feeling extremely static, boring, and disingenuous. Because you're being forced into these artificial scenarios that are curated carefully by this multi-million-dollar algorithm that they've been perfecting over time to ensure that you stay on the game longer. But still, I don't think it has that effect. I think it pushes people away more than it brings them in. But that's neither here nor there. I've already talked about that being a sunk cost, and I'm not going to go into it any further. The main point I want to make, though, is I think there's some fans out there that are feeling the vulnerability of Call of Duty and they're pushing back against X Defiant because they're worried about the repercussions it'll cause to Call of Duty. The repercussions, the resolutions should all be a net positive for Call of Duty. It should all end up with Call of Duty making some necessary changes, evolving where they need to evolve, improving the game how they need to improve it so that we can get to a place where these two games can coexist simultaneously. And I think that's where we need to be. You need to understand that this space has all the room in the world. If they want to have 30 different competitors, go right ahead. The more competition there is, the better the products are going to be. And that's what I want to continue to push. X Defiant doesn't need to be the perfect game. It doesn't even need to be the COD killer. All it needs to do is be good enough to make Call of Duty make some changes. Force their hand a little. And no, this shouldn't lead to you being toxic or clutching your pearls a little in fear that Call of Duty is going to be dethroned. X Defiant isn't going to dethrone Call of Duty. They're just not. And to get all butthurt about it doesn't make any sense to me. Let the two communities coexist and let them hopefully make for a better experience for everybody. That's all we can hope for at the end of the day. So that you and I have more fun when we play video games. That should be what it's about. It should be about that escapism. It should be about having an experience where you can sit down and play with friends and socialize with new people. Because that's what the pureness of video games used to bring people. It wasn't this artificial experience that was carefully curated so that you spent more money, so you opened your wallet more often. No, it was for you, the player. But that's all I need to really say. So in conclusion, I think Call of Duty is in a very vulnerable spot where they're going to be prone to change if X Defiant forces their hand. X Defiant still needs to deliver on their end here to really expose Call of Duty's vulnerabilities. But I think you can have a sense of it. I think the toxicity you're seeing towards X Defiant is there. I think the panic you're seeing from Activision is there. But please, X Defiant, deliver on it. Take advantage of it. Ensure that this game is everything we've been waiting for and everything that we've hoped for. We're just a few days away from finding out. And as soon as that game releases, I'll be telling you guys, I'm going to be streaming, I'm going to be playing, I'm going to be covering it as much as I can, and I cannot wait to do that with you. So, if you like what you saw today, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.